Lumos! Welcome back to Marvelous Marauders. Today we are diving into Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets with a trivia challenge. You know the drill. Keep track of the score. Let us know in the comments how you did. And are you ready? Let's go. All right, our first round is all about everybody's favorite person. Love him or hate him, this guy sure knows how to keep the spotlight on himself. With the first question, let's start out with who is the defense against the dark arts teacher in Harry's second year? Answer: Gilderoy Lockhart. All right, question number 2. What book is Gilderoy Lockhart promoting when we first meet him in Flourish and Blots? Answer: Magical Me. Question number 3. What is Gilderoy Lockhart's favorite color? Answer: lilac. What is Gilderoy Lockhart's life ambition? To rid the world of evil and develop his own line of hair care products. And number 5, who is Gilderoy Lockhart's biggest fan? Answer: Gladys Gudgeon. All right, that's enough for Lockhart for now. Before we all start losing brain cells from listening to him, let's move on. Now, let's get into the darker side, the Chamber of Secrets, the actual chamber, and the monster that lurks within. What creature is in the Chamber of Secrets? Answer: a basilisk. Where is the entrance to the Chamber of Secrets? Answer: the second floor girls' bathroom or lavatory. Who is revealed to be the true heir of Slytherin? Answer: Tom Marvolo Riddle. What does Harry use to defeat the creature in the Chamber of Secrets? Literally, within the chamber, what does he use to defeat the creature? Answer: Fox blinds it, and then he stabs it with the sword of Gryffindor. And the final question for this round: what is the password to get in to the Slytherin common room? Pure blood. Hope you weren't too petrified by those questions, because we are brewing up something tricky next. All right, time to talk about one of the most ambitious and probably a fairly disgusting plan in this series. What potion do Harry, Ron, and Hermione brew so they can interrogate Draco Malfoy? Answer: Polyjuice potion. Whose hair does Hermione think she has, but is actually a cat hair? Answer: Millicent Bulstrode. What are the ingredients in Polyjuice potion? Now this one is tough. Lacewing flies, boom-slang skin, powdered bicorn horn, leeches, fluxweed, knotgrass, and a bit of the person you are turning into. Did you get that one? The tough one. A lot of answers, a lot of things to remember. All right, what is the book that Hermione checks out of the restricted section so they can make the Polyjuice potion? Answer: Most Potent Potions. And the final question of this round: what Polyjuice potions does Hermione have to steal from Snape's stores? Boomslang skin and bicorn horn. Hopefully your answers weren't as mixed up as Hermione's transformation. Now, onto other mysteries. Harry hears voices in the walls, speaks to snakes, and somehow ends up getting blamed for everything. Let's see how much you remember about his troubles. What is the name of the first-year student that is a huge fan of Harry and is always taking pictures of him? Do you know the answer? Colin Creevey. How does Harry find out he is a Parselmouth? Answer: when he tries to prevent a snake from attacking Justin Finch-Fletchley during the dueling club. You want to go into more detail? While he's dueling Malfoy, and Malfoy conjures a snake for him, and then Harry goes, sassy. Next question. When was the first time Harry heard the voice within the walls? Answer: in detention with the wonderful Gilderoy Lockhart, who was responding to his letter to his biggest fan, Gladys Gudgeon. It all ties together. What does Hagrid say before he is taken off to Azkaban? If you have any questions, follow the spiders. And the final question for this round: what is the color of Cornelius Fudge's bowler hat? Lime green, which to those of you, it's the dark lime green, not the bright lime green. His bowler hat just looks like a lime. It's not fluorescent green. Just so you're not picturing a bright fluorescent green hat. It's a dark green bowler. It's lime colored, not neon lime colored. If you got those right, then you must be fluent in Snake. But can you handle magical creatures and artifacts? Let's find out. From legendary phoenixes to rare magical objects, this round is all about the wonders of the wizarding world. What is the name of Dumbledore's pet? Answer: Fawkes the Phoenix. Next question. What is a squib? A non-magical child of two magical parents. It's kind of the opposite of a Muggleborn, which is a magical child of two non-magical parents. Next question. Who sends Harry the letter about using underage magic in the Dursleys' house? Answer: Mafalda Hopkirk. We see her a lot throughout the series, actually. Next question. How does Harry find out Filch's secret? His secret being that he is a squib. He reads the quick spell course packet on Filch's desk, which embarrasses Filch and allows him to get away. Final question of the round. What is the password to get into Dumbledore's office? There's actually a couple to this, depending on what you read, but Lemon Drop or Sherbet Lemon are both acceptable answers. So that was it for this magical round, but next we are diving into some Quidditch, Malfoy drama, and some sneaky house elves. What is the name of the house elf who warns Harry about returning to Hogwarts because he will be in mortal peril? Answer: Dobby, or if you would like his full name, Dobulus the house elf. Who turns out to be the owner of Dobulus the house elf? Answer: Lucius Malfoy. So would that make his full name Dobulus the house elf Malfoy? We're getting too far into that. I'm gonna stop that. How did Draco Malfoy get onto the Slytherin Quidditch team? His father bought the entire team brand new Nimbus 2001s, which is one better than Harry's broom, the Nimbus 2000. Where did Harry hide when the Malfoys came in to Borgin and Burkes? And why is his hiding place important to the entire story? Answer: the Vanishing Cabinet. And its importance is because later in the series, Malfoy uses it to sneak Death Eaters into the castle. And the final question of this round, what item does Lucius buy Draco at Borgin and Burkes? Answer: the Hand of Glory. It doesn't specifically say that he buys the Hand of Glory in the books, but we do know that he does later have it in the series, so it is assumed, hey, look, I'm looking at the Hand of Glory. Okay, fine, I'll buy it for you. But it just kind of went unnoticed until all of a sudden he has it, and it was never spoken of in between those times. That round was full of scheming and plotting. Now let's get into some magical plants and creatures. Time to dig into the greenhouse and take a terrifying trip into the Forbidden Forest. What creatures do the second years grow in Professor Sprout's greenhouse that helps create the restorative draft? Answer: mandrakes or mandragora. What is the name of the giant spider that lives in the Forbidden Forest? Answer: Aragog. What is the name of Aragog's wife? Answer: Mosag. What does the spell Expelliarmus do? It expels the armus. Answer, disarms the opponent. What does the spell Rictus Impra do? It causes the victim to laugh uncontrollably, also known as the tickling charm. If you made it through that round without being eaten by a giant spider, you're doing pretty great. Now, on to some Weasley family chaos. With the Weasleys, there's always a little bit of chaos, and Chamber of Secrets is no exception. So let's test your knowledge of the Weasley family wheezes. What is the name of the Weasley's family's house? Answer, the Burrow. Just a little old pig pen that they just kept adding on to, and now it's a full family home. How does Ron's wand get broken? Answer, when he crashes the car into the Whomping Willow. What kind of car is the car that Ron crashes into the Whomping Willow? Answer, Ford Anglia. In the books, Percy has a secret that Ginny is going to tell Harry and Ron, but then Percy arrives. What is that secret? Answer, Ginny walked in on Percy snogging a girl. He has a girlfriend. And final question of this round, who gets petrified alongside Hermione? Not all of the students who are petrified, but specifically the one who gets petrified when Hermione also gets petrified. Answer, Percy's girlfriend, Penelope Clearwater. That was a wild ride, literally. But can you handle ghost, poltergeist, and secret parties? Let's find out. Final round, round 9. Let's see how well you know the spooky side of the Chamber of Secrets. From Nearly Headless Nick to Hidden Secrets. Let's see how well you know the spooky side of Chamber of Secrets. What does Nearly Headless Nick do to get Harry out of trouble? Convinces Peeves to drop the Vanishing Cabinet, not the one from Borgin and Burke's, but its sibling. I love how it all comes back full circle. Whose death day party do the trio attend on Halloween? Answer, our good friend Nearly Headless Nick, also known as Sir Nicholas de Mimsy Porpington. And we have the reason for why the trio went to Nearly Headless Nick's death day party. And we have the reason why the trio went to Nearly Headless Nick's death day party. Who is the leader of the headless hunt that Nicholas was trying to impress? Answer, Sir Patrick Delaney Podmore. Sorry, Sir Patrick Delaney Podmore. Very important to explain the hyphen. Next question. Where do the Dursleys want to buy a vacation home? Answer, Mallorca, Spain. And finally, final question of the round and of the trivia. What were the names of the Dursleys' dinner party guest? Answer, the Masons. And that's the end of our Chamber of Secrets trivia challenge. How many did you get right? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for magical content. And see you next time. And remember, when in doubt, follow the spiders. Knox.